And Pete, we're about to see a big battle unfold between two intense rivals. Filipe Toledo and Kanoa Igarashi. A bit of history between these two guys this year.
Aren't you?
Oh, let's talk it right up. And of course, they had that interference unfold over there in the third round
Brazil.
at the Oi Rio Pro. You were there. It was intense. Let's see if Filipe can get one back on Kanoa.
Well, I'll tell you, Filipe has been putting together some good waves, and Kanoa this morning found himself on a gem for the warm-up.
Here we go, Igarashi. A big wall standing up in front of him. Almost loses that first turn. Trying to recover now. Falling out of the sky on that second turn. Stalling for the barrel. He gets some cover. Will he find the exit? He's going to have to punch through the curtain to do so. And he doesn't quite get there.
Filipe knows how to make it and do it very, very quickly. As you see, even just a smaller wave. This is a 4.33 from the top of the point. Just warming up.
It's a sleepy ride for Filipe. Still epic.
It is. And a lot of it is that he rides equipment that gives him that ability to, it's very, very thin-railed, really able to bite into all of his turns. Very responsive. You can see this beautiful set wave here. It almost goes down, keeps it together. But those two mistakes, and then not making the barrel here, only receives a very small score. Know that those first turns are so important in order to get into the exit range and score so high. You can't have any errors.
Well, cop a look at this wave. Unbelievable. Standing up beautifully for the Brazilian. As he just continues to show us great variety on this forehand. So 3 different moves already. Starting to pace himself now. Able to commit to that move as the wave slowed down. And just bashing away relentlessly at this wall, now stalling for the barrel. And finishes the wave with a clap to himself.
And a flyaway kick out to the cheers of the crowd.
Well, the crowd got going, that's for sure, but hadn't seen too many 10s drop from the panel, but 2 10s came out, and Sebastian's best wave in that last heat. It averaged out at a 9.83, but this is even better, this wave.
It is. That cutback, he was able to transition, get the board back the other direction 2 times in a row, and then tags the lip. Haven't seen a lot of that. Fades this next turn, but look at this. Big arc. I mean, completely done right there in that top half of the wave. And again, I mean, those were 2 beautiful, some of the best turns. And then, just for good measure, we'll get barrel.
Good barrel, too. Well, he loves it. That's got to feel good. Whether you've got a jersey on or not, that's just a magic ride.
Look at it, it did kind of move out. It wasn't super steep on that outside section, but that's what allowed him to really lay into these turns. That lower tide moving off a little deeper water, but look at this one, just lays into it. And just stalls for the barrel. And the finish. Let's see if Kanoa can answer. I think he's got it in him.
Other weapons are so strong.
Would need to.
Let's see what unfolds here. Taking off an insider now, just trying to dispose of that 4.33 and get a little further ahead. Ducking into the barrel, room to move, and he's still running through this one.
That's too bad that that wave didn't slow up right then and there, because that would have been a nice long barrel for him. But it just stretched out into that car park super tube section down there.
Well, you had to look at the performances in the first round coming into this heat, and way up those heat score totals when picking a favourite. Kanoa had an 8.77.
It probably took in the heat one.
Let's see if Kanoa can turn his fortune here. Nice high line. Not getting too concerned about letting go of a big turn on this ride. Dug in on that second manoeuvre. Drives around the section. Just trying to really click into this inside wall now. Wants to get a good rhythm happening with some major manoeuvres to finish this thing off. There's a solid hit straight into the barrel now. This wave is holding open. He's got to get out of here at some point. And right behind him, Filipe Toledo just working the crowd now. What a showman. And unlike Wiggly Dantes early in the event, got the claim, but managed to get a couple of turns done too on the end of that ride.
By the reaction of the crowd before we cut to the camera, there must have something pretty special happening on that wave previous to us catching it. But as we take a look at the whole wave here, he's straight in, stalls it, and he is barreled. And he is great with the speed control. That's why we saw the crowd react the way it did. So hard to do to slow down on your forehand like that. One of the techniques by the Hopgoods, double arm drag. You see that technique being used by Filipe Toledo, and of course the finish. Always important here at jbay. You see again in the barrel on the foam ball, slowing down by putting both arms. Nice work, Filipe. Let's take a look at this with the slow-mo. You know, as he drops in, again, arm drag, then puts the second hand in. And at this point, when he starts to come out, he's stalled again.
You can see, Pete, that back foot coming off the tail pad, just moving a little further forward. What's he trying to achieve there?
Well, keeping the plane of the board up. You know, when you put your foot back there, it makes the board a lot more sensitive, but you can move forward on the board. It allows you to control that speed a little easier, even using your feet as a gas pedal or brake even to slow yourself down. And it also stabilizes you when you move up on the board like that. And
there isn't too many competitors on the championship tour that move their feet around on the deck of their board as much as Filipe, especially when he came out of the barrel to stop straight back onto the block of that tail pad and let go of a big snap. Kanoa, he had a great wave too, and had he made the barrel on the inside, he'd be looking at a big score for this ride.
He would, you know, and a good, nice size set wave. He had some quality turns done there. You know, this wave didn't allow him to really kind of lay into those maneuvers because he had to keep that momentum going down the line. But you see, he did get that barrel, but we saw the nose of his board. You want to see that nose disappear completely from view in order to see those bigger numbers come from the barrel riding.
Because it just barreled from the takeoff.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of why we went 10 on this as well. I mean, yes, the length of the barrel, the fact that he was deep, the speed control. But I feel like that's close, but he even gets these maneuvers here, which were high quality as well. The finish right there, a ton of speed. His determination that high that, you know, we saw him. He made it through a few rounds in Tahiti.
Well, get ready because he's up. He's got nothing to lose now. He can put on a big show for us. Deep carve to get started. Plenty of body talk on show here. Not surprised to see him take a fall on that wave. He is just surfing completely free. 9.64 to break combination. Filipe swinging on the inside. Drives off the bottom. Big layback jam to get started. Sets up that pit once again. Kick stall. And he's going to get more cover through the inside. And he'll squeak out. Great little adjustment.
That was insane.
Here goes Kanoa. A lot of foam on the face. That was a pretty decent set size wave that rolled through just prior that we saw Filipe on. Trying to get rid of a 9.63.
Double overhead wall. Right there, tiny bit of a bobble, not too bad, but good stall for this barrel. And then look at the section down the line. Ton of speed, goes up the board, puts himself way up on the board, but then realizing that section was coming down and turned down out of it. Such a great read. It's so hard to do. I mean, you feel like you wanted to stay high up in the barrel for that whole entire time. But he saw that it was going to section out, and he was able to get underneath.
Well, here we go. Kanoa taking off. And there's some of that barrel riding expertise that he can put together. Looking for more on the inside now. Grabbing the wall. And this thing's starting to reel off. Another nice pit for the young Californian. And he is locked in big time now. Can he find the exit here? There he is. Well, that is a solid wave. 3 long barrels getting really deep down the line there. And we're seeing the replay now. So there is still time on the clock. This is from the camera that we have situated further down the line. Let's have another look at it, see just how deep he got.
Well, you can see that's great speed control in the barrel. Of course, reading again that section's going to speed up down the line. And this is that sand on the reef that we've had here. And look, he does thread through and comes out clean in the end.
That's a good wave.
And he had to surf waves knowing that he probably wouldn't better the 8.
Here we go, Kanoa Igarashi, 2.5 minutes to go. Still trying to break combination. So much speed to burn on this first turn. Beautiful big carve there. He's been hungry for the tube throughout this exchange, and he's going to find a good one here. Will he come out? He might have got lost inside there somewhere.
Portion of the reef where they really open up, a lot of times they do go into that deeper water and they close up. It felt like this one did that. Yeah, that first arc was very nice. Turns down into the bowl. Shows commitment, and then here had to wait to find the barrel, but finally gets up underneath. You know, it almost feels like he could have been in that section beforehand, but right there you see that white water comes up from the explosion inside the barrel. It was, I mean, shoot, that would have been probably 7 years ago.
I don't think I was born, but here we go.
Thanks.
Kanoa up once again, 30 seconds to go. Just feeling out the jbay wall at the moment because this heat is going to be won by Filipe. But he certainly came out swinging, threw some beautiful surfing together for us. Great variety again.
I'm sure it'd be a little motivation, you know, and that's, you know, Kanoa competing, you know, knowing that he was in a strong position, and he was in the best position for the beginning of that heat to get that wave. And, you know, this, you're standing up to some of the top seeds.